Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War North Rhun campaign. And we need to clean up some business around Tham. We have been getting sort of tested by the armies of Rhun, who have built up quite a decent force over here in Erebos. Not a force, I guess, but they've got the infrastructure is what I'm trying to say. They've got a decent, well, we can't see what their military buildings are, but it's high enough, I'm sure, for them to be producing some of this very good stuff that they're sending our way. So they've got axes, of course, that's just tier 2, but they're sending some tier 3 stuff as well, and it's causing us a little bit of a headache. So we're going to sally out. It's not a sally yet, but if we wait much longer, it will be a sally. So why not just deal with it right now? We're making pretty good money, so I am going to go for more slingers, and maybe not the Variag mercenaries, because 600 a turn. I don't think we need him right now. We'll just go ahead and fight this battle. Wardor of the Tribe of the Wain. How ironic. He's got no Wains, and I've got 39. So this should be pretty good. They've got a good amount of cav here for us to use, our retainer Wains. So I'm actually pretty much looking forward to this. Taking care of this little army is going to be just helpful in allowing us to move troops around. We've got a reinforcing army that's heading down from Thordram. It's just a single unit, but I do want to get it down here. And you know, the problem is the distances between these settlements are so long that it can really be a headache trying to move stuff around where you want it to without getting jumped by the AI tiny little armies. Now, we're attacking here, and so these little rocks you can see, this is going to be a problem for the Wains, and we could get through here, I guess. I see a path, but it kind of ends right around here. We would have a hard time making it through this. And in fact, in this type of scenario, you'll notice that you have the little rocks or you have trees. You usually, I don't think you have both, really. So I think it would be better, actually, to bring our Wains through the trees. I don't think they're going to be able to make it any other way. We could maybe actually set them up here, go through this forest, right, because there's nothing on the ground here. We'd have a hard time getting up to this hill, and that's where I'm afraid they're going to be. They're going to be way up here. Damn it. Well, I guess we can see how it looks. Let's get them on, you know, not skirmish. There we go. This will be the non-rock formation. And we'll just move through the trees here, and maybe we can, you know, kind of get them through this passage, up through these trees, and up here. Okay, I think that will be fine. Watch them be on the opposite hill now. Well, I guess we can't always guarantee that the Wains are going to be useful, sadly. But we do have a decent amount of cav of our own, and we've got several slinger units, which is really going to be helpful. Not a lot of stuff to face off against cavalry, so that is a bit of a concern. But let's set up here as though this is the direction that they will be. Let's see. Yeah, I guess they are over here. Yeah, they're right there. So we'll get marched up kind of here. Yeah, okay. You know, we may not really need the Wains at all, but let's get them started. I think I'm going to give them a march order up to about here. That should be fine. I don't think they're going to come down off that hill. And I don't think they're going to retreat either, because, you know, they've got really good ground. They don't have much for infantry. Well, maybe, okay, I guess they're not actually totally withdrawing. Thought for a second they might make me a liar, but yeah, they really don't have much for melee. They've got some range. They've got 2 archer units, really 1 and a third. Oh, that's the retreat. All right. Oh, they're going that way. Let's see if we can catch any of them. All right, slow down, and let's get our cav to follow, and we'll just send them straight through here. Now, because we're just seeing if we can catch them at all, I'm just giving my Wains sort of a straight-up march order. You can see that sometimes, you know, some of them can get through. They get sort of stuck a little bit, and they can kind of push their way through. But sometimes they get stuck like this, and they just don't know Don't know what to do. But enough of them do get close enough, right, that we can at least throw javelins and start to, yes, get the frightened by Wayne's message showing up, which is very nice. We could even throw them into melee, and they would charge, at least some of them would. Let's keep going down through here. I mean, this is nice, taking out these Axemen of Rhun. No cost to us, aside from our pride. You know, it was a little bit of an embarrassment having this guy stuck going the wrong way. But it's something, right? And our general has javelins too, so that'll be even more free damage. If they get, you know, weak enough in number here, we may charge the Waynes in if we can get them. They are having a bit of a hard time. You know, they do have to maneuver around the trees a little bit. Okay, but this is, I guess, the edge of the map. Yeah, we're right at the edge, so we can't, unfortunately, get much more of them before it's time up, essentially. They're still steady, that's the thing. Let's see, if we get a charge in, is that gonna maybe? No. Broken, but they're off the field. Oh, actually, that's interesting, because these guys are not showing as broken. So these guys, we did actually push them into a rout, just by giving the charge order. Wow, okay. So we took out, you know, 46 of them. It's better than nothing. But the main thing is we push this army back. We can more safely bring those reinforcing swords down to the south and have a bit of a stronger presence here. And we can go right back into the city too. Yeah, I think we'll bring you all the way down. I don't think you're going to get hit by anything. But let's do a little circuit because, you know, I know we're going to have to deal with this guy. All right, what are you? You're an emissary, so I guess that's fine. I've got a slinger in here. And a bunch of these warband levies, and we could retrain them out of this settlement if I went with the control posts. Or I could build up Hythe a little bit. Let's see if it's worth it. So we're at a super low level. We're like the village level practically here. But we could build the rural province, which gets us, you know, tier 1 of military. We could get a trader there. We don't have any of that. You know, that's going to help a little bit. We could start going with industry, but I don't think we would be able... Would we even be able to build the first tier? I think we might need to build the second tier of settlements before we can get tier 1 industry buildings. And then we could get tier 1 cultural conversion, but that's not going to bring us any money because this is actually a Ways of the West settlement, so that would actually be a bad move. So it doesn't seem really worth it to spend 4,000 on rural province development right now there. But maybe Arhelkar? Yeah, we were thinking about this last time. Control posts there just for convenience. But, you know, Fennis Rim might be another good one just because of this. We're always going to have to deal with a little bit of that annoyance. But let's wait a turn or two, just so that I can entirely forget that plan. And then, you know, and then in another episode, I'll be like, oh yeah, wasn't I going to do this? But what I want to do is, I think, build up my funds a little bit. Because we are dumping a lot of money into these kinds of developments. Okay, I think that was everything we want to do before ending the turn, and I got to keep an eye on this, because if there's an opportunity, I'm going to swoop down and take it. I guess I could go over here with this army over to the west. Yeah, that might be interesting. Let's do that. We took our, you know, our guys out of enemy territory, so now we went from supplied to well supplied, so we've got that +1 morale. And we'll be fighting in the snow if they do attack us this turn. And their army's kind of weak here. So maybe I do want to, like, provoke an attack and be close enough to maybe threaten them over here, although we're probably going to lose Karnan. But maybe let's think about it. Let's go over here. I think that should be like on a hill. And, you know, much as I would kind of like to add these forces or some of them to this army, I don't know. It's looking like a very small stack all of a sudden. Let's go ahead and combine some of these units. 15 and 44. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, we may have made a bad error here. But they don't have any of their high tier elites. You know, they've got the archers, but they get a lot of low tier levy stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of fur. I'm not seeing a lot of mail and you know, plate. So let's just sit tight, build up money.
We're besieged. We're surrounded.
Okay. So a couple of new sieges. Let's see, where was that? Yes, Venice Rim. But we could now. Okay, now we've got another sizable army here. All right, I think we can afford to. Well, yeah, we gotta do some training. Let's go for the men rather than the sort of snow guys. So we'll go for just a garrison, right? And I think we do have to take you guys out. We'll have you meet up with the swords, and we'll leave a small garrison in here. Can we leave just one? It's got to be two.
Yes, Captain. Leaving the army.
Okay, the blue face. Let's get up here and add you. So we're gonna have to, I think, go hit this and then come back and defend Tham most likely. So it's getting a little tight in terms of what we can actually defend. But we made over 3,500 this turn. That was the other one, Rhun. We're besieged here. Okay, I think we could sally out of this. And we weren't attacked up here. Oh no. Okay, we do have to deal with this. Damn, damn, damn. Yeah, what do we do? What do we do? Well, now this army at Beligant is kind of freed up. Right? They brought a lot of their big stacks up. Now this guy could still appear outside the city. We do have another stack. What is this? Alright, you know, a lot of the same kind of elites. Some of them with armor and weapon upgrades. So what do we want to do?
Yes, Chief.
I think we do want to move towards Gargal. Like, now's our chance. There's not another army that can reach it in a single turn. Right? So as long... Let me just double check the woods.
On my way. Moving into position.
Yeah, I think that's safe. So we'll go right over here. We'll go for Gargal. It looks like they've got maybe 1 or 2 people in the city. Let's see what they got. Okay, 3. But there's not many men. So I think we could take this next turn and then try to hold it. We'll sally out of here right now. And, you know, we could maybe risk doing a fight here just to break up some of this, or maybe invite a battle actually on the fords. That might be a move. Let's see. We do have a really good governor here. Well, I mean general. He's the Lord of Rhun, which is the forested settlement over here. But he's got general type traits, right? He's not a very good general himself, but he's got a couple of morale boosting traits, and this one is +3. So, you know, I think that's going to overcome the -3 for being an incompetent commander, because he's also a spendthrift, which is good, and he's easygoing, which is really nice actually for that. And he's also dutiful, which gives another +1 to morale. So it might be good to go for it. +1 morale for bloodlust. He's under the weather, so I got to be a little careful. Maybe we leave the governor inside, right, with all of his stuff, and maybe these 61 Easterling Warband levies, and we see what the settlement looks like if we step out here, it looks fine.
Orders.
And if we get on the ford, we don't have a lot, but we do have a good amount of ranged stuff. Now, the problem is, like, all of these guys could hit us. Like, all 3 of these stacks could come down. And they probably wouldn't. Probably it would be one at a time, but I feel like we got to take a big risk here. We got to start making some dents. Okay, maybe I need to be a little more cautious, though, because I am going here, and someone is going to have to respond to that, and it's probably going to be like you. And then I'd feel a lot better about fighting, because these guys are going to be tough at a ford, right, where they can just push through with their armor and shields. So I do want to do that, like, next turn, but we'll wait here for this turn. We're going to sally out right now and deal with this army. 4th Winnie of Dagger Lad, and he's got some elites, but they're under strength, and he's got a lot of other stuff. The balance of power is really in their favor for what they have. So I think Dorwinian, well, I think we've got some ranged units, probably. I can't remember what our composition is, but that's probably hurting us in the auto-resolve, at least the calculation there. And so they've got strong melee stuff. I think that's valued highly in the auto-calc. So I think in practice we might wipe the floor with them, right? If we can bring our missiles. Oh, we don't have missiles. We get a lot of low-tier trash. Barding militia levies and mountain warband. Thought we had like a heap of slingers. We got 2 units. We got 2 archers, but ooh, okay, well, I understand why the autocalc was so unfavorable to us now. Where are they? Okay, right here. I mean, this doesn't look too bad though, right? They've got essentially no ranged compared to us. They've got this guy who's an absolute beast. And they got just light cav otherwise. I think we can do this. So, alright, let's get our slingers out front where they want to be, and the archers behind. And then let's get all of you. What else we got? Yeah, you on fire. Well, you Easterling Axlers are going to be my main unit here, because really all the rest of it's just spears of just questionable effectiveness. Yeah, okay, so they're going to go over to the right. Maybe they'll even push away, right? We get close up to them. Man, the North Rhun campaign, it just never lets up. That's the thing. I remember the first time I won playing as North Rhun, and I had to do some ridiculous stuff. Like, just, I would take a province and then give it to some other faction, because I couldn't hold it from my enemies, so I'd give it to some other enemy, because all of them were my enemies, but I'd give it to an enemy who I was least worried about, and I would just kind of keep doing that until eventually I hit the magic number for victory, but it never felt safe. And I think that's just the reality of your position. You're a corner faction, for crying out loud. It seems like it should feel a lot easier, right? I mean, but you are not, you don't get to act like a corner faction as North Rhun. You really don't get to enjoy it. And you know, like, it would be good to have the Axlers out front, I suppose. You guys were gonna do like that, and I guess swords can be on the right. Now we should switch this up. And then you guys will be flankers. I think in terms of stats, real quick. Yeah, 19 defense on the Barding levy. Oh, 19 warband. Okay, so they're identical in terms of defense. And, geez, in terms of attack, too. I didn't know that. These are completely identical. Wow, okay. I thought these guys were tougher, more robust somehow, but they are not. Very interesting. So when these guys are fighting in the snow, they can just easily go against the Barding militia levies. I mean, they're both at tier 1, right? I'm not expecting huge differences, but I thought there'd be a point or two difference in various ways. Like maybe these guys would be better in attack, these guys would be better in defense. The big difference, of course, is numbers, right? Like, when they're at full strength, the Mountain Warband is like, you know, a third stronger or something than these guys. And these guys don't get a bonus fighting riders. So there's that, and they're less disciplined, but they can swim. Yeah, anyway. So it doesn't matter too much. We'll just use them however we can. It's nice to have a lot of guys in the unit, I guess. Then we've got our sword men there, and then our lone unit of cavalry. Okay. I think we will just group everybody so we can move them into position. Push them over towards the enemy. Maybe we can get this tower in on the action too, if we can pull him towards us a little bit. Okay, Ravanian Spearmen, Foresters. Foresters are annoying because they're just kind of block for the larger units. But not for too much longer, I guess. And we can hit those Dorwinian Bowmen, and we will pretty soon, but I'm not too worried about them right now. Behind them are the Halberdiers. Not too worried about that unit, honestly, if we have missiles left. And then the Men-at-Arms, same thing. If we got missiles, we'll be able to take them out. So, you know what? Let's actually... Yeah, okay. I think I may want to have you halt. I want to save your axes for the heavy guys. I think even we won't need them for the halberdiers, because watch how fast they're going to go down after a couple of volleys. Okay, they took no damage there. Right. Alright, there they go. You know, they took 3. They're going to start to... It's going to start to rack up. There we go. I think the sword guys are a little more resilient, so we're going to focus on them. But that unit now is basically gone, and now we've got like the bowman and the cav. And I think we can do this. Alright, I don't want these guys to throw axes at the warband levies. Let's see, are they going to charge or are they going to turn around? Yep, they're going to turn around and go back. Okay. So now we can throw. Let's see if we murder a bunch of our own guys. No, we didn't. Beautiful. Another volley of axes. Can we hit him? Alright, that is great. That is great. And that's the last of our axes. I think those are axes well spent. Okay, let's see. Still got quite a few slings and arrows on our longbows. I think they're having none of it though. They're gonna leave. We'll wipe out these Dorwinian men-at-arms with javelins if we can. Yep. And then maybe the halberdiers. Maybe we'll do that. Let's go right over here. I wouldn't mind taking out the bowmen either, but I don't think we're gonna have quite the chance to do that. Right now, I want us to fire on the halberdiers. I don't know if we can force that to happen. Will they shoot automatically at them? Yes. Okay, great. Keep that up. And that's the end of that. Alright, so we'll just speed up the time here. We have successfully driven them off of the Siege of Rathwin, so we can continue, you know, our building here. And I think I do want to queue up the next level, even though it seems a little rough. Like, you know, we only lost 8 men. We get a lot of kills. But if they had brought a bigger army, there would have been no chance. One of these bigger armies, you know, the big stacks. So we're kind of in trouble out here, but I think I do want to queue up that Dominion building just because I think we could get it built. Right? Okay, so you're now free, right? I mean, we could have this army attacking us next turn. Are there any mercenaries over here that we could grab? None here, but this is probably the same pool. No, it's not. Okay. I am definitely going to buy those. Let's try here, actually. Nope. Alright, though. Fair enough. We're going to finish the provincial pacification, and then next season we'll hit that the ford and see if we can get that get sort of a battle queued up. Alright, should we build anything else here? Maybe we should, you know, get some slingers for the walls and just to support this army. Okay, right. I was bringing you over, but let's have you wait in the trees now. Okay, yeah, you were heading down. I think you're just like a warband unit. Alright, where is this? Oh, it's right. This is the fort. I don't know that I feel like playing this out. Maybe we could hold it. They've got a ram and a ladder. So we can't be in both places, right? We've just got the single unit. The fortunate thing is they tend not to be very good about capturing the towers, so, you know, they might... Let's see. Alright, so this is spears. They're going to be coming on that wall, and of course the ram's going to be going right there. So who's going to come first? And this is another spear unit. No, it's axes. Okay. I mean, if we try a quick run out here and hit those axes... I don't know. Alright, so they're down to 88. What's their experience? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I'd rather fight these guys, but these are the guys who are here. Man, just nothing touches them. They're getting hit by ballistas. Alright, let's just throw it in. I don't know that we would be able to keep it anyway. 83, 78. So we're kind of catching them off guard, right? Like, in a sense, they're still pushing the ram, which is interesting. General there is still not coming to help.
The enemy are at the walls. Look to the second line of
defense. It's far too even, though. Look at this. They're just ignoring me. Yeah, we're gonna lose this. Oh well. I knew that wasn't a good matchup, but we did, you know, in a way, kind of surprisingly well, in the sense that they didn't turn to engage us, really. So that's something to remember. If you have a unit that's at all stronger, like capable of beating the ramming unit, then it may very well be a better option to meet them outside before the gate. Alright, candidate for adoption. I might pick this guy up. Competent commander. -1 morale. -1 morale. So this is good for movement points. Those traits are kind of bad. He's energetic and intelligent. He's only a poor governor. Let's take him because I feel like I want the men. Raycoast. That's right here. That's actually a good place for someone to be. So yeah, we'll take you. You're just 100, 100 nobodies essentially, but jeez. Well, now that the challenge is, we can't save both places, right? But you have built rams. So I think we do want to head over here and save Fennis Rim. And then we'll bring down, if we can. Can we get here in less than 2 turns? No, it's going to take 2 turns. This guy's got really good movement points, but I don't think he's got the movement points to get from here all the way down here in one. Damn. I really thought I could dance between these two, but you can't. You need to be stationed in the middle. Alright, so I think we're going to have to depend on you. Oh my gosh. And we need a lot of guys here, right? Because public order was, I thought, really bad. Now, is this... You get like 40% unrest like everywhere, pretty much. That just doesn't mean there's a spy like in every single settlement. Right? Like a lot of these just have this sort of default. So... Wait, Rakos is my capital? Did I... What the heck? Alright, I just... Oh, that's because we lost this. Okay. So we need to reset. Okay, let's do a new capital here. So I don't know why it's selected Rakos, of all places, to be my capital. Because the fort was the capital until we lost it. So it went with Rakos. That's very interesting. So we'll go with Rathwin. How's that going to be? Well, Esgaroth is just... Yeah. Elven spies. Okay, so we'll just keep queuing up expensive guys. We should be training the Mountain Warband, though. We should be going for you. All right, Fornhood and Beligant and Karnan is occupied. All right. So we can take Gargal. I think that's going to be a good move. It sucks that we're going to lose Fornhood. We just built this up for Homeland Dominion. I didn't think they were going to go there with this under siege. All right. Is it time for desperate measures here? Like, give the Bjornings Rathwin before we invest in it any further? Let's see what they've got coming. Dorwinian, I mean. Alright, I'm not seeing anything over here, which might mean that, like, their main forces are already, you know... Yeah, they might have everything over in the east, right near me already. There's no other big stacks. So what I see is what they've got right now anyway. And that's a lot, right? So the question is, can I take this stuff out? Or do I really need to before I lose something like Beligant, which I might anyway? Oh my gosh. Alright. Fennis Rim. Who do I save? Fennis Rim or Tham? Tham doesn't have anything built, and they might take their time to build siege equipment. I don't think we can hold it if they attack. We haven't been training out of here, though, anyway, right? I mean, like, we've hardly been training from it at all.
Orders.
I mean, we did train this stuff, I guess. And this guy, even with his movement point, like punishing, right? So that's plus 30% movement points. So that's good for what I want him to do right now, which is quickly get down to the siege. Oh, he can get there next turn. All right. Okay. So I might just be able to pull that off if I can bring down other units. Now let's look at what we have here. 8, 2, and 20 defense versus 8, 2, 21. These guys have an armor upgrade, so we'll bring you. I don't have any ranged, so they've got archers. I'd love to have some cav. So let's queue up cav instead. And maybe we don't need you in the queue right now. We'll get cav and they'll be able to catch up, I guess. And in fact, let's train up 2 just so I don't forget. The second one won't be able to make it here, but I think we'll need it later. I know we want these Variag mercenaries, but I'm not sure. I think we want to wait until next turn, right? Okay, so 8220, 8220. So exactly the same. Now it's just numbers. So we take the guys with the numbers, which is you. Oh my gosh, that hurts. That hurts. So this is not enough. This plus Variag mercenaries is not enough. This plus Variag mercenaries plus a horse might be. I mean, looking at what they have for melee, but they're going to add to it, right? They're going to throw these guys in. They've got a couple of axe units in the area.
Yes.
So we could split. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I don't see that we get much advantage out of doing that. So let's see here. All right. Here's one thing we can do. Boats, get some men out of here. I'll take you 2 if I can. And I can just. All right, they're going to have to get into the port, and then next turn we get them in and then ferry them over. But that's going to be too late for this settlement. Because we have to attack them now. Right? Because we can't hold it, can we? We've got like 2 full units. Yeah, no way. So we have to hit them with this right now. Alright, so I need to, I think, move my capital. Let's make it Belligant and see if that improves. This is right at 70. If Belligant's the capital, does that change Raycoast? It does. Is it manageable? I mean, I'm kind of ready to say, okay, yeah. You know, we're getting a little silly here with just the amount of men that we need because of these stupid elven spies. All right, I'll leave that. Okay, we do have these men in Rathwin. And we could pull back with this army and head it over here, right? We don't need to take Gargoyle right now. And I think they could take Fornhood. So I think that's what we have to do. We have to get into the hills. Hope they don't attack us with this army right here, but they probably will.
Lift the siege.
Yep.
Unable to move.
And hit Gargoyle next season, and then also hit it with this army. And while we're at it, let's get some guys out of Gwaithring, because I just need bodies. Let's get you. That's fine. And let's get another group out of Thordram. Yeah, we need people over here. And let's queue up some axemen. Queue up some good stuff, I guess. Okay. So with that said, we're going to rescue Fornhood. I mean, it may not work, but that's what we're going to attempt. What do we do with this army in Rathwin? And actually, we've got guys in Yodor, right? Like, we could...
Orders. Yes, Captain. Move out.
That was stupid. I should have waited. Queue up another one. Come on, just get me to 70, you bastard. There we go. All right. I'm going to have to remember to undo a lot of that pretty soon. Okay. So we're going to try to take back Karnan, or at least be a complication around Gargoyle with that group. Now here, we've got a half stack in there. Damn it. What's this? This is weak. This is relatively weak.
Captain. Orders.
I think we could take this out and I think we could hold them in Belligant. That'd be tough, but I think we could do it. Especially if we bring these guys to bear to threaten, right? Now that'll force them to assault, most likely. We could also bring this army over. I mean, we could lose Rhun, right? Like, it's not super essential to me. If I leave you here... Oh, gosh, which way do I want to go? All right, yeah, so I think I've made up my mind here. I think we need to give up something in order to win in the long run, because this is a nightmare scenario, actually. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizable armies in my territory, around which I have effectively 2 here, and they're not even that good. And I guess one of them's under, maybe 3. But so we're very much outnumbered and outmanned, right? They've got just better troops, and they can train them all again. And so we need to, just what I was talking about, right? We need to do something a little silly. Now, what I think I want to do with this is try to give away Rhun to the Bjornings. That should be easy because the Bjornings do own this territory right next to it. And in my experience, the AI is sometimes hesitant to accept territory like a million miles away from anything else that it owns. So I think if we offer a gift of a little bit of money, along with the settlement, they will take it. Why should we have to give them money? We shouldn't have to, but it's the way it works, unfortunately. You give them just a settlement offer, and a lot of times the AI will not accept it. And it's silly as to why they won't, but it happens. So you give them a little bit of cash, and then they take the province, and it's a gift. So that will free us up from having to pay the maintenance costs of some of these buildings, right? These are costing a little bit of upkeep. Again, the city's making us more money than it is costing in upkeep. I guess what we could do, if we were feeling vindictive, is trash this place, make cash, and then try to give it to the Bjornings. We should probably get rid of this, right, to make a little bit of money back, because now that's useless. And I don't know that I care about the Hall of Song, quite honestly. Let's get rid of that. This is never going to be very far from our capital. And I don't think we need rogues all that much. Fish markets are nice, I guess, for growth and trade. And the healer, I don't know that I care about that either. We'll get up above 12,000, and that's good because we're going to have to throw some money at the Bjornings if we want them to take it. So now the question is, where does this army go? Because if I were to gift the Bjornings this territory right now, the army would just get kicked out of this settlement. And I don't know where they would get kicked out. Which tile would they land in? I've observed that whenever the AI gets out of a settlement, they get out at the southwest corner from the settlement. So they'd be like right here, which is not good because for us, that would land us right in the zone of control of this little Dorwinian army. And even if we could swat it away, we would then take a step further to get into their zone, to occupy the zone they occupy now before we could then turn east. So it's going to take us movement points, and this may be very, very important for determining how this campaign goes. So do we want to attack this army? I don't think we do. I think what we want to do instead is get ourselves on the snow so that if any of these armies come over, they'll be kind of threatening, or rather, we can threaten them because we'll be in their territory, not ours, and we'll be fighting on the snow if they attack us this turn, right? So I think that's what we want to do. And I think we have to make that move now because if we wait, then the Bjornings, if they accept, are going to get the city, will get kicked out, and we may not get to move as far as we'd like. So let's go right here, right now, I guess. Ugh, that feels so bad. Anything else we should ditch? Why don't you guys build up the military policy again? Keep the market, keep the fish markets. We'll be back. We'll be back. But will you take this in the meantime? So the offer is give province. The province is Rhun. And we also want to give a single payment. And I don't want to give them very much. Let's see if they'll take 1,000. Oh, gosh. Yes, okay. Maybe we didn't need to give them anything. But my typical recommendation here is just to give them $2,000. If you ever wonder about that. If you're ever worried that they won't accept, give them $2,000 or more if you can afford it. But there I was trying to go a little cheap. So now we've got some Bjorning units rather. The Bjornings are still our allies. which is wonderful. And they're not yet at war with Dorwinion, which means that Dorwinion is going to have a bit harder of a time defending these places now, right? So they can't quite easily move through unless they want to take back Rathwin, of course. So we can use our allies as a bit of a buffer, right? And we could even do this with Burn. Like, we could potentially try to buy Burn off them, but I would only do that if I felt pretty strong in my position. So with this new situation, we can move maybe some guys out of here, some extra guys. What about you? Will you come down? Yep. Because yeah, that's right. We lost a city, so in a way that helped the public order everywhere. Okay, so this is looking now a lot better. We've got 5 spear units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 melee units. I mean, their melee units are a little better. But that's a bit more reasonable. We'll get the mercenaries next turn, right? If we can take these guys piecemeal, we'll get a cav unit too. We could even bring some skirmishers. That might be helpful.
Yes, Captain.
Oh my gosh. Can we bring... Wow, okay. We can, all of a sudden, we can bring a lot. So this might change. We'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and... I think I want to save Rhun. Like, we just invested, like, a lot of money on fiefdom, right? It's like 6,000 or 8,000, something like that, or it was at the time. It's so frustrating. So maybe we want to take Erebos then as well. Right? Maybe it's time to do that because we're already at war with Dorwinion, and this would help distract them somewhat from our sort of northern front. Of course, it's going to give us more to keep track of. All right, we got Waynes. The ground looks very good for Waynes. Very, very nice. Another thing to note about the Little Rocks is they don't show up like right outside a city. So if you're fighting a like a Sally battle, then and you've got Waynes in the city, then there will be no Little Rocks for you to deal with. So I think this battle is probably just gonna be fine. I'll bring you over on the left as well. All the slingers can be up here, and this is all good.
New warriors have arrived on the field. Send them to kill the enemy. Riders.
Alright, we've got all the guys in the settlement. Sure, we'll march them in the general direction. I don't know if they'll play a role. I mean, they might, because this army actually is quite good for, you know, basically a tier 2 army. Okay, they do have archers though, so let's hold up a bit. What we want to do is get the slingers up and start focusing on those archers. You know, at least 1 unit of slingers can get that attack order. And the rest can probably just hang out there. Alright, yep. I thought, jeez, trying to control T the time just right is not always possible. Alright, I think we're going to be just fine to hit them with the Waynes here. Let's get our cavalry up because now that's open. War Cry, we should slice you up pretty good.
The enemy warlord shows his worth. Nothing. Any of our warriors would die rather than run.
Alright, this is going to be a bit of a problem though because our guys are going way around here. Okay, it worked out for them. Alright, and we've got, yeah, a bunch of Barding Watch. You guys are routing. Beautiful. Alright, are you fleeing? They might be. Let's go up here and just see if we can position ourselves to maybe get some casualties with the javelins. Just stay right on top of them, and let's have you guys take out the archers. I think. Oh shoot, they're gonna catch the axemen. Please don't. Please, oh come on. All right, get out. Can we break him here? Yes. Just a massive charge of Waynes can actually do some good work. Alright, and they're actually fighting over here. Okay, so we will need to help out. Oh, these are spearmen. Oh, geez, I didn't notice that they had some spears here. I should have paid more attention. Let's bring the Waynes down just to encourage them to rout. And the cavalry too, why not? We'll just get them all here. But it may not be necessary because we've got all of these guys to help. We are fighting uphill, but I think we've got the better of them. They're wavering already. The Waynes are just going to get in position essentially, and yeah.
Army runs. Now hunt them down.
Okay, great. Didn't lose a single Wayne. And we did pretty good in terms of casualties. So we saved Fennis Rim. I didn't really doubt that we were going to save it. It's just the strategy aspect, right? Like, I didn't pay enough attention to the fact that we couldn't get to both places, Tham and Fennis Rim, like, in a single turn. And so that does cause trouble. So now, you know, since I'm now depending on this army, essentially, to defend Tham, does it make sense maybe to go for Erebos? The problem with going for Erebos is that this shares a border not only with Tham, but with like 1 or 2 other provinces. If I go down here, okay, it goes to the Eastland Plains, which is Tham, but it also connects with Mordor North, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe it doesn't. Because if it doesn't, that makes this an easy grab. I mean, yes, we'll have to defend it all the time against Dorwinion, but only against Dorwinion as long as we hold Tham. So if I'm going to gamble that we can hold Tham, the Tham gamble, then I can push these guys to the west and take Erebos, or maybe even pull them off of Tham because they don't want to lose that. Because that's their, it's not their capital, but it's one of their good cities. Yeah, this is their capital. Okay, so let's actually go up. I don't need to spy way down here in Khand. Who is Khand fighting, by the way? Nobody. They're allied with Dorwinion, and they're allied with Rhun. They're allied with my enemies. But I'm not going to hold that against them. They're not at war with me right now. Right, Mordor North. Yeah, it goes to, up to the Eastland Plains. And the Arid Lithwi, which I don't have, so that's great. Get you up here a little bit more. I mean, these are clearly where a lot of the problems are coming from. And actually what this really means is I've been bordering Adunabar for a very long time, right? Like, I shouldn't be worried about, geez, does this border Adunabar? Because this definitely does, is what this means. So that's fine, right? This is not going to extend me at all. I mean, it's one tile. I guess we could move straight down south. It's not going to matter all that much, right? We're not going to get here in less than 2 turns anyway. And I could pull troops out of Fennis Rim because I don't need them to hold it down anymore. We could do something like, like maybe all of you. That's pretty good. And now we've got a pretty sizable army coming down here to take and maybe hold Fennis Rim, and then we move over. The nice thing about moving this way is we've got these impenetrable mountains, the Arid Lithwi. And it's just to take this settlement, and it only borders this, plus the dwarves. Then we take this, right, because why not? And then this is the place that we're holding, because we never have to worry about the dwarves coming down to take Erebos, right? We have to worry about bribery, I guess, but we have to worry about holding this against, like, 2 or 3 Dorwinian provinces. I guess it's 3, because they border Rovanos. But that would be a great position to hold. And this also is a different merc pool, so it gets us... Yeah, that could be good. That could be good. Okay. All right. I think we're going to end the turn and see what all this is going to lead to. We've queued up a bunch of units that I'm training. Largely for garrison stuff. But we've got sort of a new strategy. Oh, damn it. Well, that's going to screw up my little ferrying plan. Actually, maybe not. They're in the port. Is that right? Did we get back safely to the port, or did we just die? Do we have any guys? No, I think we got killed. No, we're here. Oh, this jerk, though. Look at this. All right, we'll go here. I guess we're going to have to wait until they move before we can get these guys off the island. Because you can't embark units in this mod onto a fleet unless that fleet is docked. So that makes that very important. And sadly, we can't get over there. Okay, new court member, that's fine. Last season we lost a little bit of cash, but we made up for it because of our funds. Okay, we were not attacked, and in fact, ooh, it worked, folks, it worked. Check it out. We're not under siege in Fornhood. We are not under siege in Belagant. They are now very concerned, it looks like, about our presence over here. Okay. Well, I'm very concerned about their presence here and moving towards Eodor and this type of thing. So we absolutely have to keep up the pressure. And we could do that by getting a good army over here. He's not a good commander, but he's got the champion pit fighter for +3 morale. Spendthrift gives him a +1. Iron Fisted is -1, but that's not too bad. He's youthful. He's dubious. That's -1. So, you know, it's a mixed bag. Let's see, it's not winter now, so this is not an ideal time for an attack. Jeez. But we could hit Gargal, theoretically, with both armies. Right? And try to take it. That would be a situation where the AI is controlling one of these, which is like a horrible idea most of the time. And honestly, I think if both of our armies attacked this one, they would just go back into the city. I don't think they'd want to stay and fight. So that's not a great move. Okay, you're here. I don't think we want to waste this army hitting these guys. This is an army that looks good on paper because I'm seeing that there's 4 units of Easterling Axolers, but there's not much else, and these guys are beaten up. So we need to mix them with other things. We got a few units on their way, I guess.
Unable to move.
Do we just go to the ford and, you know, basically dare them to hit us? Because we could move this army down. Yeah, I think maybe that's what we want to do. And then move up reinforcements from Belagant, and then leave this guy up here in the hills as like a free agent to just hit whichever army makes sense. I think that's what we do. We get a big climactic fight at the ford. So we're going to merge some units. May as well fill you up there. Unfortunately, we can't get units out of here, like send them to the city, because we don't have the movement points for that. We could, you know, like if I really wanted to, I could just get rid of this unit completely. This guy and these 25 slingers aren't doing me a lot of good, so we could disband. Like that probably didn't matter. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Realistically, 6. All right, let's bring the tough guys. Let's bring the longbows, I think.
Orders.
37 and 28. Yep. How many men is like a full unit? Oh, it's 50. All right, we'll disband you. I think we'll disband you.
Orders.
All right, 4 units we could put in there, assuming we want to keep these 25 and these 23. Let's go for some more cav, right? Or actually, how about these swords? And you, I should have saved those 3 guys. It doesn't matter. 1, 2. I don't think we want that many slingers because this is a ford battle.
Captain.
Right, we got 3 archers.
Chief.
We've got a couple cav units, but maybe we do want to add you, and let's go with the Variags because they're so expensive we may as well use them. Alright, so that's going to be the situation there. And up here, I think we do want to move away. Like up into the hills, maybe towards the Fort of Karnan. Right? What does this look like if we're here? We're not within reach of anybody. They could hit us if they wanted to. But I think that's okay. I want to be... Let's actually go here. This looks like a nice hill.
Move out.
All right, they can definitely hit us there. And so hopefully they will, right? Hopefully next turn they actually take that bait. I'm going to leave this army here because I want to move them more carefully.
Yes, Captain. Move.
And we're just gathering some more forces to us. We got some axes. We'll bring them over. Yep, we'll bring you down.
Forward. Move out. No more.
What else did we train? All right, we did get our cav, so this needs to come down here. Ah, gosh, do you have rams and stuff? Gosh. We can't do it.
Captain.
We're going to have to do this. All right, we have some reinforcements, so we're going to have to do it with just the reinforcements and the Variags, right? Let's go here. This has been...
Move out.
Well, this was a victory for Rhun, actually. All right, well, let's buy our mercenaries. Ooh, we get slingers. Let's go for it. All right, we still got cash. Still got plenty of money. We'll hit this army, and this is going to be where we pick it up in the next episode. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, all right, it's not too bad. I mean, I think we can do this. We don't have as much ranged as I would like. I'd like at least like 2 slingers here, but we do have a slinger unit in the city. So I think this is doable. I think we will be able to save Tham in the next episode and then move this army down to threaten Erebos, and then I think we're going to be cooking because we'll have this whole other border that can draw Dorwinion to us, right? And we can just deal with them up here. I think we're going to have a couple of very important battles in the next episode, so I hope to see you then.